All right, so I want to give my opinion about this slapping incident where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on stage live at the Academy Awards. Um, so let's just watch it first. Let's see what's going on here. All right, hold on. First of all, um, when I first saw this clip, I did not understand that joke. So he says, Jada, who, let's be honest, she doesn't look great at the moment. He says, uh, Jada, G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. So I didn't understand that joke. So what the joke means is like G.I. Jane was played by Demi Moore, and like she shaves her hair in that movie, and so Jada, uh, her hair is shaved. Apparently, she has a medical condition, and it's causing her hair to fall out. And so like sure, that's really unfortunate. I actually think she looks pretty handsome. Like I prefer the way she looks these days compared to how she looked in the past. I wasn't really a fan of young Jada, but I liked Jada Pinkett Smith in Gotham, the TV show. But anyway, so that's what the joke was. He was making fun of her hair. Kind of a not a polite joke, obviously. Jokes oftentimes are insulting. Now, look closely at what you're seeing here, though. Will Smith is laughing, okay? But look at Jada, okay? She is not having it. She is not pleased at all. Now, just for context, Jada actually cheated on her husband, Will Smith. There was like a big incident. I'm not going to get into that. Just to provide some context, Will Smith is basically cucked. Um, Uh, but here he's laughing at the joke, but Jada isn't laughing. So let's watch a little bit more. Okay, so he says, "Uh-oh," because Will Smith is about to come up on him. Now, I just want to provide a little bit more context. So what you don't see is, so Will Smith was laughing. He thought it was funny, but then he looks at Jada, okay, and she encouraged him non-verbally to go and handle this. So let's see what happens. Okay, so at first you think it's all light. You think that this is just all a big joke. Some people thought it was staged. But what happens immediately after this proves that it isn't. Okay. um, so yeah, I mean that just says all, doesn't it? So that was super awkward. Like you could cut the tension with a pair of scissors. Damn. Like a pin could drop after Will Smith cursed out Chris Rock. Um, and you could hear it in that whole entire uh, whatever the hell that place is auditorium. Um, so look, I'm actually not a pacifist. I'm not a pacifist. Anyone who knows me, I kind of make it pretty obvious. I'm not a pacifist. And in fact, there are times in which I think something like this would actually be justified. And in fact, there's legal precedent behind it. It's called fighting words. However, in this particular case, I don't like what Will Smith did at all. I think what he did was really wrong. It was like emotionally, like it made me feel ill just watching it, honestly. Like it was so uncomfortable, it was so awkward watching this. Like I just cringed so hard. um and yeah. um Now, the question is like why? Like why is this not okay? Now, most people would just say violence is never wrong, right? It's never justified and stuff like that. But I think that's too simplistic. Here, you have to be a little bit more nuanced. So the issue is that Will Smith is an actor. Okay, he is a public figure. He is a celebrity. Okay, and if you're going to be in the public eye, that comes with it a certain amount of tolerance. You have to have thicker skin than that. I'm sorry, but you do. Okay? If you can't stand the heat, then you need to quit. Okay? You have no business going to an award show or being in the public eye if you can't handle jokes, even if they're about your wife, even if they're about your children. Guess what? It's covered under free speech. Yes, believe it or not, I still actually give a damn about free speech. I always have. And that includes speech that might offend you. Do I believe there should be limits on free speech? Of course there should be. But those limits need to be reasonable. Now, the United States law has delineated what those limits are, meaning no race, excuse me, racism is totally allowed. Uh, Death threats are not allowed, false alarms, those kinds of things. And, similar kind of you know harmful things like that. Um, but then you can also have some other restrictions on free speech that are reasonable in different domains. However, when it comes to stuff like this, when you're in the public eye, you have to have thicker skin. You have to be able to take jokes, even if they're insulting. Okay? So what that means is if there were criminal charges pressed against Will Smith, I don't believe he should be able to use fighting words as a defense. I don't think that's applicable here because people like him and also cops, okay, let's not excuse cops. Because then if you insult a cop and then he's allowed to punch you in the face, geez, holy shit. That's a violation of the First Amendment. So we can't establish that kind of precedent. That's a dangerous, dangerous precedent to establish, right? And also, imagine, permitting this kind of thing in a event like this. If you allow Will Smith to do this, then that means you have to allow anyone who gets offended by anything the person on stage says, you have to allow them to hit them if they don't like it, right? Because if he's allowed to get away with this, then they all should. Will Smith should not get any privilege just because he's Will Smith. Now, Chris Rock declined to press charges. And like in the beginning when I first learned about this, I always knew that he would never press charges because it's it's going to be such bad PR if he did, right? He would look vindictive, he would look petty. It would just look bad for him. So I get it. I get why he wouldn't. He will never say that those are the reasons, but those are the reasons. However, in the post Drumpf era, in the era of after 2016, we have to be more intolerant of these kinds of things, honestly. We can't be forgiving and we can't allow bad people to get away with bad behavior like this. And this is who Will Smith really is. He really is like if you can't control yourself like that, that says to me a lot. Like especially when it's in front of like hundreds of people, live televised event, you're famous and you still can't keep it together. There is something wrong with you. And that needs to have consequences. And so if Chris Rock were to press charges against Will Smith, I would applaud him. I would think that was heroic. But unfortunately, he chose not to do that, which is predictable, like I said. Um, However, there are also other ways of punishing Will Smith that are within the spirit of the Academy Awards. Now, look, I'm no fan of the Academy Awards. I think that they don't have much credibility at all. A lot of the movies that win the awards, some of them are complete shit. Okay, but that's a separate issue. the point is that there are things the Academy can do to punish Will Smith, and they should do. So there's been talk about ordering Will Smith to return his award, rescinding the award that he won. So actually, he won an award. So they are talking about this, and they should do it. They should take his award back. They should rescind the award. He should not get the Academy Award for Best Actor. Um, Additionally, someone also mentioned that he should be banned from the Academy Awards, perhaps indefinitely. I wouldn't be opposed to this either. I think at least a few years ban is appropriate, if not forever. But either would be fine with me, actually. I think the punishment should be harsh, like and geez, like talk about fucking things up completely. I don't know how this is gonna affect his career. Personally, I don't have much respect for him anymore. Like, I never thought he was a good actor. Honestly, like I always felt that Will Smith only ever played Will Smith. That's all he was ever good at. I never felt like he could play anyone else. He got an Academy Award just now for some movie where he plays the father of Serena Williams, the tennis player, and her sister. Um, Now he won the Academy Award, so that just I saw that speech. I'm not gonna play it here. I'll just tell you briefly. He started crying like a little baby and trying to make himself the victim. And he tried to use Serena's father um, as validation for hitting Chris. He essentially painted himself as a self-appointed protector of people. Like he just kind of named bunch of people, and I guess, but he didn't name his wife specifically. But it was heavily implied that he made himself out to be the self-appointed protector of his wife, I guess, and so therefore that validates and justifies him slapping Chris Rock. So these were things that were implied with his acceptance speech. He There were reports that he apologized to the Academy. I watched the acceptance speech. I watched the speech for the award. I didn't hear him apologize to anyone. Honestly, I might have missed the clip there. That might have been an incomplete clip. I don't know, but he didn't apologize to anyone. But he definitely did not apologize to Chris Rock. And that would have been the time to do it. If there were to be any forgiveness, that would have been the time to do it. Of course, him apologizing to Chris Rock would have been an admission that he did do something wrong, which is probably why he didn't do it. But it also shows to me that he felt like he didn't do anything wrong. There's people who are trying to justify what he did, saying, well, he has to defend the honor of his wife cheated on him. Okay, like I don't really know the dynamics of their marriage. I think he's a cuck, honestly. But yeah, you need to you need to take it. Okay, even if it's your wife, um, you should have handled it a different way. Like I said, I'm no pacifist, but if you're gonna hit someone, you need a better reason than that, dude. Like the guy should have been like, if the guy were racist and saying racist things, then I don't give a fuck. Go ahead, go to town on that guy. Fuck him. But that's not the case here. Okay, this is a situation where you're making fun of a celebrity and his wife, who is also a celebrity. She's also an actor. So, um, yeah, I don't buy the whole thing. He needs to formally apologize. Um, he needs to formally apologize to Chris Rock, and Chris Rock should not forgive him. Now, he probably will, because, again, it's the politically correct thing to do. It's the political maneuvering. Um, but, like, unless, like, Will Smith does something genuine, like genuinely trying to reach out and make amends for this, and hash it out like on a personal level, then maybe like then there's actually some justification for it. But if it's just like a public apology, no, that's not good enough. You should not forgive someone for that. There needs to be amends made. There needs to be reparations paid. Something done that goes above and beyond. Um, but Will Smith won't do that because I really do feel like Will Smith believes that he wasn't wrong for slapping him. Um, so we'll see how this pans out. I just wanted to give my opinion about it, because I do think it's kind of important. Hitting people and whether that's right or wrong and stuff like that. Yeah, that kind of does matter. So let me know what you guys think. Anyway, see you guys later.